Ես ձեզ հետ դաս չեմ ունեցել, բայց Միլենայի հետ միասին ենք աշխատում այս հարցազրույցի վրա։
Մամաջան, շնորհակալության կարիք ընդհանրապես կան ողջունելի է, որ նման հետազոտություններ եք անում, որ մեծ հաճույք է շփվել, կիսվել, ոնց որ գնացինք առաջ։
Okay։ Ուրեմն ընդհանրապես 3 հարց է լինելու, կապված ինչպես արդեն ասել ենք Հայաստանի ու Ադրբեջանի միջև կնքված այս համաձայնության պայմանագրի հետ։ Ուրեմն սկզբից ուզում ենք ձեզնից հարցնել անգլերեն է հարցը հնչելու, որտեղ էլ անգլերեն են գրել։ Do you think that this treaty raises human rights concerns, taking into account that voices of people living near the border weren't taken into account when signing this peace treaty, especially considering that there are some safety and security issues for them? Why is that?
Okay, ես անգլերենով պատասխանում եմ։ Չեմ ակամից։
Ոնց էս հարմար է իրականում։
Հարմար է ձեզ։
Կայքի կարևոր հարցը անգլերենով պատասխանում։ Well, first of all, I would easily challenge the document being called as a treaty, because as a lawyer, I consider a treaty a document which is being passed through a certain procedure, meaning being signed and then ratified, and then submitted, like before ratification, submitted to the Constitutional Court, and the constitutionality measure is being assessed. But it's not really a treaty itself. I should say it's like kind of a declaration and a commitment or pledge that is being like declared on the very soft level in this sense, because I do not also see like any kind of mechanism that will I do not see any binding effect in the nature of this document. This is one thing. Second thing, I fully acknowledge the idea, and I can basically continue the list of the human rights challenges that are not addressed in this document, including the right to return and repatriation of Artsakh Armenians back, or anyhow their rights in this sense, how they should live in the when they will be able to return to their homeland, like, irrespective of the territorial belonging of this land. I'm just talking about the human rights of these people, like right to property, right to return, etc. It's not a threat. Another challenge that still remains is obviously the issues with respect to the human rights of prisoners of war and captive civilians now in Azerbaijan, obviously being artificially treated as criminals based on artificially created criminal cases, not anyhow proven in the sense of being like anyhow an offense committed by these people. Another thing, as you rightly pointed out, is about the human rights protection of civilians in the bordering areas. I don't think also that this security concerns are being properly addressed. I would recommend you to study the report that was published by the Human Rights Defender in 2021, I guess, or 2022, maybe 21, the end of 21, which basically suggests the establishment of a demilitarized security zone for the bordering areas, bordering communities with Azerbaijan, so that people will be able to live in safety and security without any kind of fear and without facing directly Azerbaijan soldiers, which basically, I mean, not individually these people, but generally there is an idea in our society with objective grounds that these people committed crimes against humanity and then obviously face them, because this will create obviously security concerns of this. Another challenge here will be the property of the people, because in many cases Azerbaijani sites occupy the territory of Armenia and harm the property rights of Armenian people, including, for instance, in Shurnok, in Gegharkunik, in Vartani, Sotk, etc. So these are the things that we can really talk about very long, but cutting this short, long story, I think generally this document which was signed did not anyhow cover the human rights concerns that do exist now, which obviously was expected.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for your response, and
Thank you so
we
much.
agree that human rights are not really treated properly in this agreement at all.
Yep.
So,
I think they are kind of I think they are kind of undermined and overlooked to some extent. Yes, of course, the issues that exist and discussed there, and also from the perspective of potential peace building process in the future, it deserves certain attention and importance. And in any case, we're not undermining this. We're not saying that the other one should be instead of this one, for instance. No, of course not. We aim to say that these are the challenges that do exist in our society, and a public perception toward this document that I should say controversial, because part of this, part of people are considering that yeah, that's good Google and peace, but another part is criticizing this because the major causes of the injustice which happened in the conflict and post-conflict context was not addressed.
So, taking all of this into consideration, do you think that diplomatic relations will be established between the countries? Because yeah, they did sign an agreement that they should be established, some economic, some trade between the countries. But do you think that this will happen taking into account the historical rivalry and even now not so warm relationship between the two nations?
Sonajan, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm a lawyer. So it's very hard for me to provide any kind of response to this question. I do not see like any legal obstacle for this, though I can see like a public perception obstacle for that purpose, but I do not see any legal obstacle in terms of like establishing diplomatic relations